Hello and welcome to this short little yoga flow, which is all about inversions. You'd probably be best to have tried some inversions for this class to be the best for you. I do give tips and suggestions of how to work on them, but this isn't a how to break down workshop style class. They are just they're included in the flow. So when you're ready, jump on your mat and I will see you there. Now that Benny has found himself a comfortable seat, we will find ourselves a comfortable seat too. A simple cross-leg place to start. Think of your chest lifting up and away from your hips to lengthen out the lower part of your body. Breathing in, send your hands to the sky, palms face forwards. Breathing out to fold. Let your hands come to the floor in front of you. Your chin to fall towards your chest so the back of the neck stays nice and loose and long. And just give your feet, the sides of your feet, a press down into the floor to really start to switch on the hip muscles to make this a little bit more active than it is passive. And think of your sit bones scooting towards the back of the mat so you're growing as long as you can between your fingertips and your bum. Take another deep breath in and a slow breath out. Great, your hands can then walk in towards you. We'll do some seated cat-cow. Let your fingertips rest onto the mat behind you. Breathing in, puff your chest to the sky, shoulder blades squeeze together, lift your chin. Breathing out, fingertips rest onto the mat in front of you. Chin pulls to the chest as you hollow out your belly, push your spine backwards. Hands behind you, breathing in, lift the chest, roll the shoulders back. Breathing out, hands onto the mat in front of you, push the spine behind you. Great, again, breathing in and breathing out. Lovely, sit yourself up nice and tall. Take your right leg off the mat beside you. Tuck the left sole of the foot to the inner thigh. Again, think of lengthening that lower back. Breathe in, reaching tall. Breathing out to fold forwards, hands to the mat. Being perhaps slightly shocked at how much harder it is to fold forwards when your leg is out beside you. Depending on the range that you're working with your flexibility, you might want to take your right hand to hold your heel to give yourself almost feel like you're pulling your leg back in towards your body, and that will get that right hamstring just that little bit more. Not necessary if you're more in this sort of position. Keep the chest pulling forwards, breathing in. And then sitting yourself tall, take your left hand behind you onto the mat. Inhale as you lift your bum, reach your right arm to the sky and reach through your right toes. So trying to ground through your right toes into your rock star pose. Think of your rib cage lifting towards the sky, breathe in. And then a strong core, see if you can draw your right knee up towards your chest. So really it's going to the sky, but if you think of knee to the chest, that gives you the right direction to reach it. Keep pushing those hips forwards and over, inhale. And then as you exhale, come to sit back down. Place that foot just outside the thighs. You've come into your little twisted, tangled legs. Right hand to go behind you. Inhale, left arm to the sky. Exhale, hook the elbow around the thigh, twisting to look over your right shoulder. Keep your chest nice and tall. Right sit bone stays grounded. Try to keep the pelvis nice and level. Inhale. And then exhale, undo your twist and send your left leg out beside you. Tuck the right leg, sole of the right leg, into the inner thigh, breathing in to lengthen. Breathing out to fold forwards, hands to the floor, option for your left hand to hold your left heel and pull that leg back in towards the body. Keep the chest growing out towards the top of the mat, inhale. And keep allowing yourself to fold as you breathe out. Sitting yourself nice and tall, the right hand goes onto the floor behind you. Inhale, bum lifts, left toes plant to the floor, left arm goes up, maybe all the way over to get that little extra opening into that left side body and shoulder. Breathe into that left side of your rib cage to grow long. And breathing out. Good, keep the weight into your knee and into your hand. Draw that left knee up towards your chest. Really squeeze the thigh close towards the belly. Holding here, strong through your core. Breathing in. As you breathe out, sit your bum down, send that foot to the outside of the thigh, right arm then reaches up, and as you twizzle and look over your left shoulder, hooking that elbow around the thigh. Grow a little taller, breathing in. Keep allowing the body to twist, breathing out. Great, draw yourself back to center. Either roll over your ankles or turn yourself around, hands onto the mat and into your tabletop. Keeping a nice straight and long spine, gaze down towards the mat so that the spine the next day is long too. Send your left leg out behind you, get it parallel to the mat, and then your right arm to do the same, sending it right alongside your ear. Breathe in to keep growing longer. Breathe out, see if your nose and knee can tap together under the body, draw your elbow close towards your belly. Breathing in to lengthen. Breathing out, rounded spine, knee to nose, tap them together if they will. One more reach, inhale. And then exhale again, knee to nose, give it a little tap. From there, keep the knee under the body, take your hands down onto the mat, but pitch yourself up onto fingertips. See if you can keep those fingertips down, pull your foot forwards and between the hands, harder than it sounds. Just step your back knee back a little bit if you need to give yourself the length for the lunge that you need. Body and thigh are going to stay connected at the top of the mat here. Breathe in, keep your chest nice and lifted. And then untucking your back toes. Your next breath in, lift your chest to the sky. Arms go up and overhead. Arms alongside your ears and your palms to meet above you. Squeeze through your right glutes to send your hips forwards and down, and press down through your back foot. Breathing in. And then breathing out. Hands to come to the floor. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Push your pelvis backwards as you flex your front toes off of the mat into this long pyramid kind of shape. Make sure that the torso and the thigh are staying connected, so we're not sort of got some sort of hollow body there. Keep a bend in your knee if you need to for your hamstrings to be okay with this one. Breathe in, keep lengthening out through the body. And breathing out. Great. From there, rock your weight forwards. Now just drag your foot back towards you a little bit because you're going to need the space in front of you. Drag your foot back. Plant the ball of the foot. Let the back leg fly as you come into Warrior 3. That wasn't a very good example. That was very wobbly. Reach through the back heel. Reach through your chest. Find that nice big capital T shape with your body. Feel the wibbles and wobbles of your feet, and maybe notice how your toes can grip the floor lightly, and use that as we then exhale. Take our hands to the floor. We're going to try and switch our legs, and notice how your fingertips want to do the same. So we're going to move through what would be a little bit of a handstand practice. Make sure you've got enough space between hands and feet. If you're too close, you can't get any power. So if you need to step back a little bit, do. Plant your hands from that lifted Warrior 3 leg. Send it to the sky. See if you can switch the legs and come to land on the other. Now, if you're anything like me, when you first try any sort of handstand, your first one is useless. So give it a couple of goes. Send the left leg to the sky, switch. Send the right leg to the sky, switch. Keep the legs as straight as you can. Do 2 more. I want you to land on your right leg, and then we're going to reverse that sequence. So right leg is staying down, left leg reaches back, chest then reaches forwards. Come into your Warrior 3. Keep those shoulder blades squeezing together so the back stays nice and strong. Chest reaches forwards, breathing in. As you breathe out, let your back foot come to the floor. Just readjust your front foot, maybe bring it forward slightly, coming into our long pyramid. Push the hips backwards, flex the toes to the sky, keep the torso drawing long out in front of you. Give this heel a push down into the mat. Deep breath in. And a slow breath out. Great. Let the ball of the foot plant down, back knee rest down, untuck the back toes. On the inhale, lift your torso, send your arms up and overhead, and the palms to come to meet above you. Breathing in, pull those fingertips tall. Breathing out, keep driving the hips forwards and down. Good. Hands then come to the floor. The front foot steps back onto its knee as you come into tabletop. This time, right leg reaches out behind you, parallel to the mat. Left arm reaches forwards. Breathe in. Breathing out, knee to nose or knee to elbow if that's more appropriate for you. Inhale, reach it out. Exhale, rounding, core strength. Squish the leg underneath. Last one to reach out. Exhale to curl under. Keep that knee close towards your body. Place the hands down onto fingertips and draw that right foot out between your hands. You can either shuffle forwards, or if you've got more flexibility, step that knee back. Drive the hips forwards and down. Inhale, chest rises, arm to the sky. Squeeze through your left glutes. Grow longer in the sides of the body. Inhale. And then exhale, hands to come down to the mat. Lift your back knee, shift your weight backwards, toes to the sky, belly and thigh stay connected. Lengthen out through your torso, inhale. Compress against the leg, exhale. Take one more. Good, now moving towards our warrior three, depending on where you're in the room, if you need space, step the right foot back. Left leg floats towards the sky. Chest lifts away from the thigh, so you've got a nice flat, long top line of your body. Press away through that back heel, feel the effort, the energy into this front, this supporting right leg. So from here, take the hands onto the mat in front of you, not too close to your front foot. You'll really struggle, particularly if your hamstrings are tight. Your left leg is going first. You're going to switch. Think of sending your shoulders over your fingertips. So currently they're way back here. As you kick, you're going to send your shoulders towards your fingertips and grip the floor. So switch the legs in the sky for one. Go again for two. Let yourself feel a little bit more confident each time if perhaps your kicks aren't as strong as they need to be. You can do this in front of a wall to ensure that you're feeling confident and safe. Left leg is going to land, so come to land on your left leg. Reach out through that right leg and then return to your warrior three. Hands in front of your chest. Squeeze back through the shoulder blades. Lift up through the torso. Inhale. And then exhale, hands to the floor, back foot to the floor. Maybe just bring that front foot forwards a little bit. Belly and thigh stay connected. Rock back into your long pyramid shape. Toes to the sky, chest pulls forwards. Inhale. And then exhale. Drop the ball of the foot, drop the back knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, the chest rises. Lift the rib cage away from the hips, arms nice and close towards your head. Breathing in. And then breathing out. Hands come to the floor, knee steps back, and once again find yourself into tabletop. We're going to move into a supported headstand. So let your elbows come down, shoulder width apart. Interlace your fingers, maybe tuck your little finger out of the way. Top of the head to the floor. And I know once you get upside down, you won't be able to see me, but we're going to cross the legs. Just listen to my instructions. We're going to try to cross the legs. Again, let yourself be in front of a wall or a sofa if you need to for safety. Top of the head to the floor, press down through the elbows and the wrists. Walk your feet in and allow yourself to bring one knee to chest, one heel to bum, and then see if the second one can float up to find yourself into a headstand. If you're still working on your headstand, go ahead, work on the techniques that you've learnt. If you can move further, you're going to try and cross your right leg on top of your left. So just like you were sitting lady leg style. And then as slowly and as controlled as you can, let your feet come to the floor in this cross-legged shape. As you come out of your headstand, you can then walk your hips back, and we've come into cow face pose. So for those that was a little bit too much for, place your right knee into the center of the mat, the left knee crosses behind, open your feet wide, and then sit your bum between your heels. Both sit bones down onto the floor, right arm reaches up and then down between the shoulder blades, left hand comes to see if it can make a bind. Use a strap or a shirt if you need to help you with that bind. Thighs squeeze together, lift through your chest. Breathing in, breathing out. Great, take one more. And then release your bind. Send your left hand out onto the floor beside you. Keep that right sit bone down. Inhale, right arm goes up and over. Find that length in the right side body. Keep the thighs squeezing together. Breathing in. And then breathing out to release. We're then going to do our little breakdancing move. Look over your left shoulder. Keep turning your body. The feet pivot onto the spot. There's no need to move the feet. You just turn until you find yourself into the same pose on the other side. So again, both sit bones down. It'll be your left sit bone that's a little bit more stubborn this time. Right hand reaches out onto the floor next to us. Inhale, left arm goes up and over. Press that left sit bone down to the floor. Breathing in. And then sitting tall, that arm in the sky is going down between the shoulder blades. Right hand finds its way, or tries to find its way, to the bind behind your back. Lift your chin, lift your chest, and press your top arm in towards your head. Take one more, breathing in. And then unravel the arms, draw yourself back onto those knees. Now for those that are very experienced with your headstand, you can try entering your headstand in your crossed legs. Otherwise, uncross your legs and we go again, supported headstand. Hold your biceps, make sure your elbows are shoulder width apart. Crown of the head goes to the mat. The top of the head to the mat, the crown of the head into the hands. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, walk the feet in as close as you can, press down through your fists and think of making a small, tight little ball. If you're in those crossed legs, great. Try and untangle your legs whilst you're in your headstand to come into a little tuck. There's the option here to slowly extend the legs to see if we can find a nice straight line, or what we think is a straight line, which is often the case upside down. Let's all try to come down with as much control as you can, whether that be with as much control of a baby elephant, and then sit yourself onto your shins. Take your hands behind your back, a deep breath in to draw the fist towards the floor, lift the chest. And then as you breathe out, interlace the hands in front of you, chin to the chest, and just feel the back of the neck be stretched out here. Great. Hands onto the floor in front of you. Step your feet back into plank, and then slowly coming down to the floor. So shift your weight towards your fingertips, elbows close to your ribs as you come all the way down to the mat. Your elbows to then come out underneath your shoulders as you come into Sphinx, drawing the chest nice and tall, shoulder blades squeezed together. Bending your right knee and let your right hand come to find your foot and come to hold the inside of the foot, so the big toe side of the foot. Even if you can do your fancy thing, you can do that, but come back towards holding that when you get there. Find your quad stretch, pull the heel towards your bum, press the front of the pelvis down against the mat, keep the chest lifted. And then from there, almost do the opposite with this foot. I want you to kick towards the back of the mat and towards the sky. See if you can get the thigh to float. So it's like bow pose, it's half bow. From there, see if your back thigh can float and your left arm to reach forwards. Squeeze through your right glute, squeeze your lower back. Hold it as you breathe in. And then release. Prop yourself back up towards Sphinx as we do that on the other side. Bend that left knee, holding the big toe side of the foot. Give your quad a nice stretch first. Pull heel towards bum, press the hips down towards the mat. Keep the chest looking forwards. From there, kick the foot towards the back of the mat. Kick the foot towards the sky. Right arm reaches forwards as that back leg floats away from the floor. Keep that chest lifted. Inhale. Exhale. One more. And then releasing that. Bring your forearms back onto the floor in front of you. Palms face down, and you can always press the ends of your thumbs together to make sure your hands stay separate. Keeping your toes tucked under behind you, hip distance apart, you're going to think of lifting your belly button off of the mat, and then the front of your pelvis, and then your thighs, and then finally pressing the heels away from you as you come into your forearm plank. Hollow in the front of the belly, broad across the shoulder blades. From here, walk your feet in as you send your chest towards your legs. As you come into dolphin, the gaze is back towards the toes to help you stretch and strengthen through your shoulders as your hips press to the sky. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. And then you can either hold your dolphin if Pincha is not for you, or you can take your gaze forwards to just between your forearms so that your neck is feeling nice and straight and relaxed. Walk your feet, perhaps if they'll come a little closer towards you. We can try in threes. If you have a confident Pincha practice, go for an endurance hold. Otherwise, we're going to send our right leg to the sky. Our left leg is now our kicking leg. We're going to think of kicking our own bum. So the right leg reaches to the sky as the left heel tries to kick our bum. Go for 1, for 2, go for 3. Maybe you find a little bit of balance, and then just let your knees rest down so that your shoulders have a moment's rest before trying the other side. Try to do at least 3 without rest so that your body has the muscle memory to remember how hard you kicked the first time. If you stop and then try again, your body has forgotten what it just did, and if you didn't kick hard enough, it doesn't know where to restart. So go again, come towards that dolphin pose, so it's down dog but on your elbows. Your gaze is down at the mat underneath you, not at your feet. Try the other leg, it might be your stronger leg. Left leg to the sky. Remember, do at least 3. If you've got it in you to do 5, do 5. Reach the leg to the sky, kick your bum for 1. Go again for 2. Go again for 3. Maybe you're getting a little bit of balance, go for 4 and for 5 if you need to. Press those elbows down and find length in the sides of your body. Gently allow yourself to come out of it if you're up. Knees to go wide, big toes together. Sink yourself into your child's pose as your forehead rests the mat. Give yourself a moment to just to slow your breath down, to let it come back to a more natural pace. Filling your lungs as you breathe in, slowly exhaling as you breathe out. And then rise your way up towards tabletop. Let's end with some nice juicy hip openers. Let yourself come via plank so that you can bring your left knee to just wider than your left wrist, the shin to go diagonal across the mat. Back leg then shuffles away from you. Make sure your pelvis stays level before lowering down onto your forearms. You can go all the way down onto your forehead if you wish, but keep this front leg giving a bit of a push down against the floor. Great, back up onto the hands, switching sides, so back via plank. Let that right knee step in, just wider than the wrist. The shin is diagonal. We're looking for this outer right hip stretch, making sure the knee feels fine. The body stays thinking of lengthening forwards. Great, take one more deep breath in. And then sit yourself tall, sit towards the right side of your mat, swing your leg around to the front and both legs to extend out in front of you. Keep the knees and the toes pointing towards the sky, sit right onto your sit bones, inhale, lengthen, think about lengthening the sides of your body, maintain that length as you exhale, fold forwards. Maybe you can find your toes, maybe you can't, don't worry, just find that hamstring stretch. You can even do this with bent knees and still get a lovely stretch there. So you can always use a strap as well if you want to reach your feet. Take one more nice deep breath in, chest out towards the toes. And your exhale to compress the body down towards the legs. And then releasing, sitting yourself tall, taking a comfortable cross-legged seat. Your final inhale, reach your arms to the sky. Palm to face forwards as you exhale, hands onto the mat. Let your chin fall towards your chest as your head dangles freely. Great, final deep breath in. And final deep breath out. Walk your hands in, allow yourself to sit tall. Let your chin just flop towards your chest. Close your eyes for a moment as we close our practice here. Thanks so much for practicing with me today. I hope you enjoyed that class and perhaps learnt something new. If you're looking for some tutorials on the inversions that we've gone through in this class, you can find my tutorials in this playlist just here, or you can see my most recent video here. Don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to be notified when I release my next class.